Over the course of the spring, the Budget Committee met on 3 different occasions to review all the department requests and revenues. Currently, we have a balanced budget with no proposed tax increases for FY18. We'll get into the details in a few minutes about what's included and what's not included in the proposed budget. First, Ms. Bruffey, she participated in one of our budget committee work sessions and gave us a presentation on some conversation last budget year about changes to some of our tax structure and rates, and we've asked Ms. Bruffey to come and give us an overview of the current taxes and what we think would be a recommendation going forward. Not for this fiscal year because of the timing piece that's associated with it, but to take effect in the FY19 budget year. So, Valerie, you're up.
Do y'all have this in your packets?
It is. It should be right behind your agenda page.
Okay, I presented this to the subcommittee. I don't know if John wants me to go back through the whole thing or not. It's just sort of an overview of all the local taxes that my office administers. How much money they generate for the county. We can skip over all that if you'd like and go to the next to the last page. That's just for y'all's information if you want to look at it later. But next to the last page where it talks about the assessment methodologies that we use for personal property and machinery and tools. All the different kinds of personal property. And if you look at the very last page, actually, it goes through the different types of personal property and the assessment methodology that we use.
I think about or maybe
Yes.
the difference between what's taxed as business personal property and machinery and tools tax, if you just at a high level.
Yes.
We'll explain those different. What's included in both of those categories?
All right. Business personal property, that is paid by all your businesses except a choice few, which are your manufacturers. They pay machinery and tools. There's a few other categories that don't really amount to much. So all your other businesses pay on their equipment, tools, things that they use in their business, but it's not machinery and tools, it's business personal property. So your manufacturers pay machinery and tools. The rate for machinery and tools cannot be more than your general personal property rate. So we have always assessed machinery and tools at 15% of cost. 15% of cost. That's for every year, whether it's new or old. So same thing for business personal property. Our rate is really high, as y'all know. It's one of the highest in the state. $5.95 sounds really high to people. So we've sort of batted around the idea of changing the way we assess so that the rate could be lowered. So.
And why does that matter? So if you have, our rate is $5.95 per home, right? If you look at other jurisdictions, we took a snapshot of the 220 corridor and then a segment of 81 that were kind of an indicator of our region, and most localities in that geographic area had rates that fluctuate between $1.20 and $2.50 per hundred, and then Alleghany County is $5.95. What that doesn't show you is what the actual effective rate is. So $5.95, Valerie mentions we take 15% of the value. The effective rate is actually 89 cents per hundred. But that's not the number that people see when they're looking at a region to potentially locate. They see a machinery and tools.
So why don't we put it out the way we should?
Well, that's where we're going.
You want to ask it before.
That's,
I mean, you can't convince the public that they're not paying $5.95.
But we only assess their vehicles 50% of the value of the book. So we're constantly explaining that to people, but
They don't believe you.
no.
so
So,
that's part of the proposal that,
Okay.
and the changes that we're gonna recommend.
so if we effectively double the assessment percentages, we could cut the tax rate in half, and that would be revenue neutral. So, we don't necessarily want to be revenue neutral in machinery and tools, I understand. But we can be. I mean, I've got, on this spreadsheet here, if y'all want to pull that out, I have a bunch of different scenarios for y'all to think about, talk about, discuss. We can't do anything this year anyway, because all this has to be advertised before, 30 days before the effective date, which is January 1. So this needs to be addressed this year if we want to act on it.